If you have decided to retake the bar exam during the next administration, and you've already reflected on your last study experience, the next thing to do is to think realistically about how much time you will be able to devote to bar study during this study period. First, consider all the obligations on your time. Will you be working full-time or part-time? Are you able to take some time off work or take a leave of absence to devote more time to your studies? Do you have family obligations or caretaking responsibilities? A planned vacation in the midst of the study period? Think about your day-to-day life and actually document how much time each day you can devote to bar prep. If you are unable to find adequate time to study, think again about whether it would make more sense to sit for an administration of the exam that's further into the future, to give yourself more of a runway to prepare. Once you have an idea of the time you'll be able to devote to bar prep, the next step is to figure out how to best use those study hours. One of the first steps in creating this study plan should be to review your previous bar exam work product. Jurisdictions vary in the information they release to prior bar applicants. Some will only give you a scaled multiple choice score. Other jurisdictions will give you a breakdown of how you did on each subject within the multiple choice section and how your performance compared to others taking the test at the same time as you. Having information about how you did on each subject can be very insightful. Your strongest and weakest subjects may or may not align with what you expected them to be, and that is useful information to have as you develop your study plan. If you do not have access to the subject breakdown of your scores, go back to whatever notes you retained or what you remember from your previous studies. Having a sense of your stronger and weaker doctrinal areas can help you set priorities moving forward. Just like with multiple choice scores, jurisdictions differ in what they release regarding written scores. Some provide numeric scores only. However, many jurisdictions allow you to obtain copies of your written answers. If you have that opportunity, you should take it. You won't see any greater feedback on the answers. You will just receive a copy of what you submitted. Still, this is extremely valuable. This access allows you to look back through your responses and compare them to the sample answers your jurisdiction releases. As you go through this process of self-assessment reflection, address each component of IRAC, as well as the overall structure and clarity of your responses. For each response, ask yourself, number 1, did you organize the answer similarly to the organization of the sample answer? 2, did you identify all the major issues? 3, did you spot all the same rules and state them accurately? 4, did you match the facts with the correct issues? 5, did you properly explain why the facts were important? 6, did you cite facts from the fact pattern and tie them directly to a particular part of the rule? 7, did you conclude on the issues and sub-issues, fully answering the precise question asked? 8, was your response easy to read and understand? And 9, for a performance task, did you demonstrate your analogical reasoning skills, comparing the precedential case facts to your facts? 10, were you able to complete the assignment in the time you are allotted on exam day? Once you have thought through these questions, you will hopefully start to see patterns in the responses where you earned a passing score and those where you did not. This intel will inform your study plan moving forward and allow you to hone skills that still need improvement while maintaining areas of strength. You should engage in this process of self-assessment after each new practice exercise during your study period as well. Practice is not nearly as effective if you don't take the time to critically self-assess and think not only about how you performed, but how you can improve on your next effort. To that end, keep these overarching questions in mind after every practice set you do. Number 1, what did I learn about the doctrine? Number 2, what did I learn about how the bar examiners test? Number 3, what did I learn about myself as a test taker? And number 4, what specific action steps will I take to improve? Practice is most beneficial when you come up with specific takeaways after each session. First, always consider what you learned about the rules. Sometimes the question tested a rule you didn't even know. Other times, upon reviewing the question, you see how an exception or a nuance in the rule is applied. Next, consider what you learned about how the bar examiners test the issues. There are only so many ways the bar examiners can create factual scenarios to implicate each rule. If you intentionally think about how the rules are tested, you will begin to see patterns, and you will get a better idea of how to spot issues on the exam. Also, think about yourself as a test taker. Did you second guess yourself and change from the right answer to the wrong answer? Did you add facts that weren't there? Did you read too quickly and miss facts? Identifying your common test-taking challenges will help you develop strategies to overcome them. Finally, always come up with 1 or 2 concrete steps you can take to improve your performance the next time you approach written practice or a set of multiple-choice questions. For example, if you forgot to cite facts, try crossing off the facts as you use them. If you didn't directly connect the facts to the law and just summarized facts or concluded, try using the word because in every application sentence. If you struggled with timing, try spending a few more seconds creating an exam outline and planning out your time. If you find you are second-guessing yourself on multiple-choice questions, force yourself to go with your first instinct on the next practice set and see if that yields better results. All of this information about your past performance and current practice should inform the creation and evolution of your study plan, which is unique to you. As you think about studying again, remember that you are not starting from zero. You have prepared for this exam before. What you learned, both in knowledge and experience, is still inside of you. It's not all lost. You are in a different place than you were in when you started to study last time, and you have a head start compared to where you were the first time you prepared for the bar exam. So don't just do everything exactly the same way again. Be honest with yourself about what worked and what didn't, what knowledge you're carrying into your next attempt, and where you still have gaps in understanding. You may not need to watch every video or read every word of the outline again. You may not need to focus as much on a component of the exam that you did pass. Keep in mind your reflections about your study process. When did you study? How much did you study? What did you do when you studied? What did you use to memorize from last time? Do you still have those materials? Are they solid? The answers to these questions will help you study better this time around. And remember, strive to be active in your learning. Complete practice questions every day. But make sure you are not just blindly practicing. Reflect on your practice every time you do it. Add every rule that you learn or clarify through a practice question to your memorization materials. Keep a journal of tips for yourself based on your common mistakes. Be a better bar studier this time around. Finally, it's important that your plan takes into account your whole self. Remember that you are a human being, not a study machine. It's critical to be kind and to take care of yourself during this process. Otherwise, your brain won't be able to function at the level you need it to. Build in practices that are good for your physical, mental, and emotional health every day. Try to eat well and exercise. Give yourself a daily opportunity to wind down. Pay attention to your stress level and your physical exhaustion. You need to be well to be productive. It is important to carve out time for wellness early on and maintain these habits as the exam gets closer and studying becomes more stressful. Once you have figured out your schedule and your plan, get ready to commit it to paper or your favorite digital equivalent, as research has shown that if a plan is written down, you are more likely to stick to it. Then it's time to dive in. But don't just cover your eyes and jump. Think strategically about each study session. Be concrete. Each entry in your planner should have a time, a location, and a specific study task. Remember, you've got some experience already. The name of the game when you're studying again is to build up those weaker areas without losing your strengths. And your plan should always be in service of this goal. Most people think they should start with their weaker subjects so they have the most time with them. But it's actually often best to start with a subject you feel more comfortable with. Getting back into your studies can be difficult, both intellectually and emotionally. So, start with something that will boost your confidence and put you back into the flow. So to summarize, first and foremost, you can do this. You have all of the skills you need to pass the bar exam. You have test experience, and you already earned a lot of points the last time around. You can improve on your score and pass this time. Although retaking the bar is a very individual process, you are not alone. If you're studying with Helix, our Helix attorney directors are happy to speak with you, to review your score report, and to help you develop a plan for success. Reach out today to schedule a coaching call.